Carbondale wakes up with low fog and cold air. Industry still on the skyline, but the machines that once fed this town don't move anymore. Still, somehow, these rails once meant paycheck shift changes, freight cars, and a reason to stay. Now they're just lines in the ground, slowly getting swallowed by green, quietly. Right now, a lock on a gate is a small thing, but here it marks a whole era. When the work stopped, it didn't explode overnight. It just faded, year by year, slowly. It's not a ghost town. People still live here, still shop, still wave. But every closed window asks, what do you build a life around when the old work is gone? Some places don't look ruined, they look erased. A factory becomes an empty lot, and the morning shift becomes a story people tell like it happened yesterday, again, out here. Brick holds on longer than people do. These walls still stand like they're waiting for the next paycheck to walk through the door, one more time, for now. Even after the last shift ended, the dust stayed. It settles in corners like a reminder. This town once ran on black rock and hard hours, every day. Even so, and still lights turn on. Dinner gets made. Someone waits for someone. Decline doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like ordinary life, carrying extra weight, in silence, quietly. The breaker still casts a shadow like a monument that never asked to be one. It used to mean work. Now it means memory and distance. Still, somehow. Work leaves, marks you can't fully wash away. Even the ground remembers when people came here every day with lunch pails and tired hope in their hands. Right now, some closures feel temporary until the years stack up. In towns like this, closed can become a permanent season without notice, right here. When the mines were running, life had a rhythm: paydays, shifts, weekends earned. When that rhythm broke, people had to invent a new one from scratch, alone, out here. This room used to be loud meetings, arguments, laughter after long shifts. Now it's just air and echoes, holding the shape of voices that moved on, forever, for now. A parking lot is supposed to be full of movement engines, doors, people late for work. Here it's empty, like the day never started, at all. Even so, some families still keep a lunch pail like a relic. Not because they miss the danger, because they miss the certainty, the steady return. These days, one house goes dark, the next stays bright. That's how decline looks here side by side, like two timelines sharing the same street, together, in this valley. Tools don't forget their purpose. They just wait quiet, patient, until time turns work into display and routine into museum silence everywhere, year after year. In places like this, a diner becomes an archive. People come in for coffee and leave behind the names of the jobs that used to feed the town out loud. Some spaces aren't abandoned, just waiting for a future that never arrives. The sign stays up, and hope learns to stand still, day after day, quietly. The land keeps the evidence. Black stone, broken slag, quiet hills like the town is built on yesterday, even while it tries to imagine tomorrow, somehow, still, somehow. Kids still grow up here, but the town they inherit is smaller than the one their parents remember. And every year, more futures point outward, like arrows. Right now, in a coal town, leaving isn't just moving. It's admitting the job won't come back, and that memory can't pay the bills anymore in plain sight. The town still stands in place: streets, churches, rooftops, like it's waiting for the next chapter. But chapters don't arrive on their own, here, in cold air. When work disappears, nature doesn't wait. It moves in quietly, turning loading docks into gardens, and schedules into seasons, without permission. Again and again. People here become experts in small repairs. When the big industry leaves, survival turns into a craft: patching, fixing, holding on, patiently. On this street, every house keeps its own museum, photos, helmets, jackets. Not as decoration, as proof that the work was real, and so were the lives built around it, once, out here. When jobs vanish, community does the heavy lifting. Meetings move here. Plans, fundraisers, quiet help passed, hand to hand, in plain view. For many, after the collapse, the math changes. People get good at stretching dollars because pride doesn't disappear, even when opportunity does. at all. Still, somehow, in towns like Carbondale, the news travels by conversation. A barbershop becomes a bulletin board. Who left? Who stayed? Who's still trying? Right now. Right here. There used to be a sound that told everyone what time it was, work time. Now the whistle never blows, and time feels softer and harder at once. For now, one light stays on when the others go out. It's a small thing, but it's how a town refuses to fully disappear, even tonight. These days, these lines on the floor once organized thousands of steps a day. Now they guide no one except your eyes, tracing where a working life used to move back then. Even when business closes, life keeps going upstairs. People live above empty storefronts, holding a town together, one occupied window at a time, quietly, in this valley. When the big paychecks vanish, help becomes handwritten. A phone number, a ride offered, a meal shared, small answers to a big loss. In ink, even so. The water doesn't care about booms or busts. It keeps moving through town, like time steady, indifferent, and impossible to stop, ever, year after year. In some garages, the past is still organized on hooks. Tools that once earned a living now fix porch steps and bicycles, work shrinking into whatever's left, for now, quietly. Victory used to feel close on the field, at work, at home. Now even the trophies collect dust, like the town is holding its breath, slowly. Still, somehow, the bus stop feels like a question asked every day: stay or go. In towns like this, departure becomes a plan, and sometimes a tradition passed down. Right now, even play can feel paused. The sky is wide, the town is quiet, and the future feels like something happening somewhere else, far away. Out here, when jobs disappear, geography changes. The map gets redrawn, commutes grow longer, and home starts to feel farther from everything, each year, in plain sight. Traffic lights still switch like they're timing a shift change. But the rush never comes. The town keeps its schedule, even after the work is gone, anyway. For now, these steps were climbed 1,000 times: boots, steel toes, tired knees. Now they lead to a door that doesn't open, and a life that had to change, completely. Even so, at noon, you expect noise orders called out, doors opening, money moving. Here, noon is just light on empty glass, and nothing more. In cold air, when industry fades, life becomes smaller: sounds, mail arriving, bills due, small hopes folded into envelopes, carefully, again and again. Rain finds every empty space. It taps on metal that used to shake with freight. Now it's the only thing arriving on schedule, again, on this street. There's a board for jobs, but it doesn't look like it used to. A few cards, a few numbers, like opportunity, got smaller and harder to hold, by hand, quietly. At night, the old plant looks like it's sleeping, but it isn't resting. It's finished like a story that ended mid-sentence, without closure, for many. A chair facing the street is a kind of faith. It says, I'm still here. I'm still watching. I still belong to this place, somehow. Still, somehow. A vending machine is such a small relic, but it remembers breaks, jokes, and tired hands. The work is gone, and the little rituals are stranded behind, in dust, right now. This conveyor once carried the town's heartbeat ton after ton. Now, it carries nothing, except the weather and the weight of what changed, forever. Still, somehow, some people carry the past in their pockets. A photo, a name, a job that once made sense, kept close, like a compass that points to home, still, out here. In the mist, the town feels suspended, like it's between what it was and what it could be. A single light, holding back the dark for one more night, alone. There's coffee in the morning, but no rush to punch a clock. When the work disappears, mornings get quieter and heavier, inside, right here. Signs once promised the next job, the next boom. Now the billboard is blank, like the town is waiting for someone to write a future. For now, snow makes everything look clean, but it can't cover what's missing. It just softens the edges of an empty place, for a moment. These days, the display is still set, like someone expects a crowd. In slow decline, the hardest part is how normal everything tries to look from outside. Even so, if you want to understand a town like this, watch the hardware store. People aren't building new dreams, they're maintaining what they already have, carefully, quietly. There's a fence where a building used to be. The boundary remains, but the purpose doesn't like a frame left behind after the picture is gone, forever. Still, somehow, here, the glow of a computer screen can feel like a lifeline. Job searches, applications, training videos. The new economy arrives, one login at a time, slowly, right now. Every town has a road that leads out. In Carbondale, that road has carried generations, some leaving for work, some leaving because work left first, years ago. Out here, a vacancy light isn't just for travelers. It's a symbol of space rooms, jobs, plans that stay empty longer than anyone expected these days. In this valley, this place once held roaring crowds. Now, it holds quiet. In a shrinking town, even celebration feels like something you have to protect, actively. For now, decline is rarely one dramatic moment. It's 1,000 small calculations how far the paycheck goes, what gets postponed, what gets sacrificed, quietly, year after year. When the name fades off the wall, it's not just branding that disappears. It's identity, what people told themselves they were, for generations, in plain sight. A time clock is a simple machine, yet it once controlled whole lives. When it stopped, people didn't just lose hours, they lost structure and direction. Even so, some traditions survive because they have to. The crowd is smaller, the town is quieter, but the lights still come on, like a promise, in cold air, quietly. In decline, necessities get louder. Medicine, rent, groceries, life becomes about getting through the week, not imagining the next decade anymore. In cold air, sometimes the town looks almost beautiful sunlight on brick, long winter shadows. Beauty doesn't fix anything, but it reminds you the place is still here, breathing, still, somehow. A suit on a door is hope in a new shape. In a town built on coal, starting over can feel like learning a new language, slowly, right now. The new economy arrives through a screen. Classes, certificates, tutorials, people trying to trade muscle memory for new skills and new pride, again and again. A yard sale can be practical and painful. It's the old life, laid out in daylight, priced to move, because space costs money, now. On this street, in towns hit by collapse, care becomes a cornerstone. The strongest places aren't always factories, they're the clinics, the helpers, the people who stay, regardless. Out here, decline arrives in the mail. A number, a due date, a warning, small pages that can decide how warm a winter feels. Tonight, for many. Fields like this used to be full on weekends. Now they're quiet more often, like the town's energy got turned down, not off, entirely. Still, somehow, the pole keeps spinning. It's a small, stubborn motion proof that some routines don't need a boom to survive. At all. Right here. The elders remember the working years, like a season that lasted forever. They don't romanticize the danger, only the dignity of being needed, every day, for now. A jacket can outlive the job. It holds the shape of a body that worked, and the memory of a town that once promised stability, proudly. Even so, at dusk, the plant looks almost gentle. But the quiet isn't peace, it's absence, spread across brick and steel, and time, these days. In the reflection, you see two towns at once, the one that was busy, and the one that is learning how to be quieter, today, quietly. Staying is a choice you make again and again. Not because it's easy, but because leaving doesn't always feel like freedom, either. In this valley, the paper still arrives, but it feels thinner, like the town itself. Fewer announcements, fewer jobs, fewer reasons to believe in quick change, right now. Still, somehow. Sometimes hope is just a switch, a light that still works, a small decision to try again, even when the big answers never came, for you, right now. The train still passes, but it's not carrying coal like it used to. It's just passing through like so many people did, searching for what's next, out there, out here. People don't just miss the jobs, they miss the feeling of being part of something, of waking up with a purpose the whole town understood, together, for now. In places like this, dust becomes visible, tiny particles turning light into something you can almost touch. It's what's left when the motion stops, completely. Even so, a key turning is a simple sound, but here it doesn't reopen the past. It only reminds you how easily a whole future can get locked away, suddenly, quietly. Carbondale runs on town time now slower, quieter, stitched together by routines that survive. You don't rush it. You live inside it, every day, year after year. Carbondale is more than a location. It becomes a feeling loss, endurance, and the quiet courage of people who keep living where the work once lived, anyway. Still, somehow. And then there's this someone opening a door, starting small. Not a miracle, not a boom. Just a new beginning, measured in ordinary mornings. Again, right now. The industry left, but the town kept its name. Carbondale still wakes up, still breathes, still holds the stories of work, and the people who refuse to vanish with it, ever.